You have a great song, If You Want to Touch Her Ass, which really speaks for the need of men to respect women. And right now, so much of the conversations we're having are about sexual assault and sexual harassment in the workplace. How do you feel about women finding their voices and speaking out in this way?
Well, it's just so overdue, you know, because the scenario's ancient.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's ancient. I mean, it's just, that is just a reality. So, you know, why it's taken so long in this day and age to just address it is, it's part of the frustration that's built up, I think, for a lot of women. And so the floodgates have opened, and we're feeling this, you know, whirlwind of expression about it, which is important. It's just gotta come out. You know, everybody's gotta just come out from their fears. And that's a lot of what has prevented women from speaking out before.
Absolutely.
Fear. And fear is just such a negative thing. You just gotta, you really gotta challenge your fears. If that's any advice I would ever give anybody, I mean, I follow my own advice. I definitely
sometimes.
push my limits, and I push myself through my fears. You have to. You cannot let fear stand in your way. So I'm happy to see them take that, you know, take that courage and do it. It's really, really, really tough.
It is.
I so appreciate their position on, you know, just, I'm not sure that if you're not in that position, you've never experienced it, it's hard to understand how much courage it takes.
Yep.
Because there's so many people that are affected by what you have to say.
It's true.
But you know what? It's not your problem.
That's right.
It's not your problem. You got to be able to say what you got to say, and you know, your problem is, you know, if you're someone that's been abused, your problem is not being able to share it. That's a real problem.
It's the big problem. That is the problem.
So I'm just glad. I'm glad that this is happening. And yeah, if you want to touch her ass, you know, that song started as If You Want to Touch Her Ass. Okay?
SS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to touch her ass. And just as like a joke, I'm saying, because I'm like so annoyed by men that touch you when you know.
Unwelcome touch.
It's like,
no.
Excuse me, no.
No.
I mean, I don't care. Yeah, no way. That's never been ever, you know, in my own personal mind, okay.
Never.
And I've always been just really offended by that, and it's usually the butt, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so it's a discreet way to touch a woman
For sure
without,
it is.
and she has no defense because she can't see it coming. And there's nothing more insulting. So that's where that came. I said, this would be a great song if you want to touch her ass. And then I was going into, and I thought, no, if you want to touch her ass, it just says it all in there. So yeah, that's how that song was born, just through my own frustrations with that.
In your own experience. Yeah. You mentioned fear, and to so many of us, I think we think of you as fearless. What are you afraid of? What are some of your fears?
I'm like anybody. I've got fears, but when they rise, I fight them. And that's, you know, I have my fears. I've got, like everybody, I'm not immune to, you know, lack of confidence, or things that terrify me, or you know, I just go through those phases like everybody else, and I just push myself to face them. Otherwise, they just eat you up.
It's true.
You know, and they stop you in your tracks. And that's why I wrote "Swinging with My Eyes Closed." You know, this is just because you don't know what's around the corner, or you can't see what's next. You can't let that stop you. You gotta. Sometimes you just gotta move forward blindly. You gotta believe in yourself blindly. You've got to believe in your. You know, you've got to have faith in your own strength, and know that whatever you're up against, we're not always going to know what we're up against. In fact, often we have no idea what we're up against, right? So why should we let that stop us? You just got to go. You got to be fearless.
You do.
You know, as scary as it is, you just got to take the plunge. So that's why I wrote "Swinging with My Eyes Closed." And I mean, I just always have been that person that needs to express what I'm thinking, I would go crazy if I wasn't able to do that. And music's been my the best vehicle for me to do that. And I'm really thankful for it, because trust me.
I think my husband would say the same thing about me. I really need to express how I'm feeling at all times.
I mean, I really do. I go nuts.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, I think I'd be in the nut house if I wasn't writing music. It's my balance. It's my it's what really gives me this. It's a venting tool. And then whether I share what I write, in a lot of cases, it doesn't even really matter. It's just about getting it down. So the writing process itself, maybe if I would have written, if you want to touch your ass, maybe I wouldn't have released it that way, and it might have just stayed an idea that I needed to express.
Right.
And then then there's ideas that I really do share. So songs that I say, well, no, I need to share this one because I know I'm not alone here. I know I'm not the only one that's experienced that or that feels that way. And I know that others will find a camaraderie in that and a support in that, in knowing that somebody else feels that way too. And somebody else knows how to put it into words. And that's just what I do. I know how to put my feelings into words. And I feel that it's part of my pleasure sharing it.
That's great. That should be your Twitter bio. I know how to put my feelings into words. Shania Twain.
I mean, not everybody does.
That's so true.
And
so
they don't know how to get it out. They don't. So sometimes
That's
we do express ourselves through other people's words.
That's right.
And that's just
The magic
called
of you.
communication.
Yeah.